Okay, gang, it's time to play Jeopardy! Okay, John, you've got control of the board. Choose your first answer.
I'd like Metro reception money, please.
This ex-Metro receptionist was the voice on the answering machine until December 1987. Ruth!
Who is Yvonne Buster?
That's right. Go on.
Metro receptionist for 40.
The receptionist at the Edit Express office is asked this question at least 10 times a day. Patty.
Can you tell me where to get to Kelly Services?
That's correct.
Metro receptionist for 100.
This ex-Williamsburg receptionist set an all-time record in the spring of 1987 when she quit after her first and last day. John?
What is Linda?
Yes, that's correct. Pick again.
I'd like stupid clients for 20, please.
This Richmond client set a record by taking its time to finish a project. Ruth?
Who is John McClellan?
That's right. Go on.
Stupid clients for 40.
This Outer Banks client's wife has appeared on more TVs playing tennis than Chris Everett. Patty?
The lady in the pink dress. Who is Buck Thornton's wife?
That's correct.
Geography for 20, please.
The location for the 1987 President's Meeting for Figure International held in September 1987. Ruth?
What is Woodstock, Vermont?
That's right. Go on.
And Wink. Outer Banks for 40.
Freelance producer of Morales Art Gallery, whose last name sounds like one of Donald Duck's nephews. Ruth?
Who is Todd Dewey?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Patty?
Who is Todd Louie?
I'm sorry, that too is incorrect. John?
Who is Todd Huey?
That's correct, John. Now we've got to take a break from a word for our sponsor.
My friends, I believe God allows his people to be poor to teach them valuable lessons in life.
Where did anyone ever get an idea like that?
The Bible says God delights in the prosperity of his people.
We're Pastors Don and Martha Blevins, and we want you to come to the well to experience the success of being a believer.
Jacob's Well, where faith and success become a way of life.
Can I drive now, Don, please?
I don't know, Bones. We're here to find out what's happened because I don't know.
I never met John Gill, but I studied Earth history from the text he prepared.
I knew him very well.
Aye, sir.
Lieutenant Devora, try to raise John Gill on Starfleet Communications.
Aye, aye, sir.
Good afternoon, Edit Express, Metro Communications. This is Patty. I'm sorry, John Gill's editing with a client right now. I'm sorry, John Gill's editing with a client right now. May I take a message? Look, I told you that John Gill is editing with a client right now and he doesn't want to be bothered.
Captain, no response from John Gill on any channel.
Must be dead.
We've run into a far more serious problem than the disappearance of John Gill. Spark, you and I will beam down.
That's John Gill. The Fuhrer?
Fascinating. We found John Gill. At least we've seen him. He may be drugged, hypnotized, or psychotic. You'll have to make a determination.
I've created a condition in which Gill cannot initiate speech or any other action, but he can reply to questions.
Kirk to Enterprise.
Enterprise here, Captain.
Beam us aboard.
Captain, I never will understand humans. How could a man as brilliant, a mind as logical as John Gill's, have made such a fatal error?
Now, Spock, you obviously don't
Obviously, Doctor, you failed to accept...
Gentlemen, we've just been through one civil war. Let's not start another. Chekhov, take us out of orbit, warp factor 2, and hurry.
Join the My Three Sons sing-along.
Oh, my three sons, yes, my three sons. It's my three sons on Nick at Night. They've got a dad, his name is Steve. He's got a job, he's really tall. And then there's Bob, them food. They've got a dog. They're my three sons. Good night.
I didn't really know how did that happen. I thought it was a nightmare.
It's sort of this sort of empty feeling that you feel that really something like that could have happened.
First, you don't want to see any light, and then you don't want to hear any noises, and you don't want to eat.
I can remember just laying on the floor crying, not being able to get up.
The following program was made possible through contributions from Ethel, Lucy, and Little Ricky.
It's a beautiful day in this editing suite, a beautiful day for editing. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Editing gives me such a lift. Gee, I hope I don't get a shift. Could you be mine? Would you be mine? I've always wanted to edit for someone just like you. I want to edit a project where the narrator, he goes, ooh. So, let's make the most of this beautiful day. As long as you're here, I might as well say, could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my client? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my client? Hi there, clients. How are you? That's good. I'm just fine, too. You know, here in Mr. Metro's editing suite today, we're going to talk about some of our favorite memories over the past years. And, you know, it is getting near Christmas time, so it's that time of year to be extra nice and special to your friends. So Santa Claus will bring you some nice presents. It's also especially nice to be nice to your editors, because they appreciate it too. Thank you. You know, but we are going to go back and look at some of our favorite memories that have occurred over the past year or so, and there have been a lot. And you know, one thing that we have learned and always understand here in the business is the client is always right. That's right. You, the client, are always right. No matter what you say or do or, you know, want to do, the client's always right. Can you say, just grin and bear it? I knew you could, because we can. But anyway, some of our favorite occurrences, well, let's start in the Outer Banks. The Outer Banks is such a wonderful place. It's such a beautiful place with interesting people and events. It's such a wonderful place to sit back and relax and watch the sun come up over on the beach early in the morning, especially when you're carrying a 400-pound crane over a sand dune. I guess you had to be there. Forget it. You know, they say in the business that they say you should never work with animals and children. And you hear people say that all the time. But you can't really understand it unless you've had the opportunity to work with animals and children. Well, we here at Mr. Metro's editing suite have. And let's just look at some of these examples of where we've gotten the beautiful opportunity to work with loving animals and children.
First there was Geronimo, that wonderful Great Dane at the shoe house in the Outer Banks. He was such a joy to work with. He was so cooperative. There was that poor rabbit that we borrowed to use for the magic scenes in the marketplace spot who fell off the table. And there was that duck from the Lucky Duck.
I see hands in hands. Stay quiet, we're taking audio. Take him out!
But the best animal we worked with was that parrot from the Outer Banks Mall.
Outer Banks Mall? I could have told you that.
And then there were the lovely children, like the little girl at Lady Victorian. She was a cutie.
Wasn't she just beautiful? Yes, working with kids and animals can be such a joyous experience. But you know, we do work with paid actors too. And paid actors aren't always the easiest to work with either. Just take a look at some of these examples of paid actors. This guy's supposed to be a pirate, in case you're not sure. He looks more like Zorba the Greek to me, doesn't he? Actors often develop friendly relationships among themselves.
You know, it's really a pleasure doing business with someone that knows their product so well and is so gracious in performing their job.
You just like my tits.
Any word that's spelled backwards the same word is thanks. I sure appreciate the help.
Okay.
And it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Thank you.
You're one of the nicest salespeople that's ever been in my restaurant.
That's very nice of you.
And you do have great bazookas.
Oh, thank
you. Sometimes actors have troubles with their lines.
And bingo! And bingo! And bingo! And bingo! And bingo!
Sometimes we even get to use important people for actors, like bank presidents.
Okay. All right. You can't take your money out of the bank. It's ridiculous.
And then there are those client interviews. You know, when we interview the people who own the businesses and stuff like that, it's always tough to interview them and get just what we need out of them to say for our pieces. You know, sometimes other things come out that that just aren't quite right for the situation and we can't use. You know, like such things. Well, let's just look here.
Does this store reflect your personality, you think?
The way I've set it up, it does. See, this is going to be really hard because I have what I think will sell in here. So what are we going to do? I know.
Who is Ship's Watch for? What kind of person?
Blacks. Oh, really?
Wait a minute. You're losing me.
Gee, clients, we've lost our time too, and we gotta go. But I hope you've enjoyed yourselves today, and I hope you've learned lots of things. But one of the most important things to remember is, if you can't laugh at yourself, make fun of other people. Bye-bye, and have a Merry Christmas.